Today we will discuss about the feed system of injection molding. So from the figure you can observe the elements of feed system of multi-impression injection mold. The melt is injected from the injection molding machine. It is passed through the sprue, which is the passage in the sprue bush. Then from the sprue it passes to the runner, then to the gate, and it enters into the impression. So the stages of this molding process. So during the filling stage, the polymer melt flows from the nozzle of molding machine through the orifice of the sprue bushing. The melt flows down the length of the sprue bushing and into the runners located on the parting plane. The flow then traverses across the parting lines and enters the mold cavities through small gates. So gates is the actual entry point of the melt into the impression. So this is the multi-impression die, a multi-impression mold. You can observe four components are formed here. Four components. So you can observe the sprue, then runner, main runner, then branch runner, and then gates, and the four components are to be molded. So the first element, it is the sprue bush, sprue bush, and into which the passage it is to be machined. So sprue bush material generally it is nickel chrome steel. So you can observe from the sketch there are two types of sprue bush: spherical setting type of sprue bush and flat setting type of sprue bush. So these sprue bushes are available in standard sizes, and the average diameter of the sprue passage, d average, it can be calculated as under root w into fourth root of L upon 7.14, where d it is the average diameter of the taper sprue in mm, w it is the total short weight in gram, L it is the length of the sprue in mm. So you can find out the d average diameter of the sprue. Now, so you can observe the sprue passage. Di it is the inlet diameter, and Do it is the outlet diameter of the sprue passage of the sprue. Generally, this outlet diameter of the sprue it is equal to the twice of the inlet diameter of the sprue. Then the next part, it is the runner. So runner is a channel machined into the mold plate to connect the sprue with the entrance, that is gate, to the impression. So important considerations during the runner design, that is runner profile, that means the cross section of the runner, it is important one. The cross section of the runner may be circular, that is round, may be square, may be hexagonal, may be trapezoidal, may be semicircular type. Then size of the runner and runner layout. So these are the different runner profiles, that is the cross section of the runner. Figure A represents the round runner, figure B represents the trapezoidal runner, figure C represents the modified trapezoidal runner, and figure D represents the hexagonal runner. So while selecting the runner, the ratio of cross sectional area to, of the runner profile to the perimeter of the runner profile, it is very important. So runner should provide maximum cross sectional area from pressure standpoint of view and minimum contacts on the periphery from heat transfer standpoint of view. So this ratio, cross sectional area to the perimeter, it is very important, and higher value it is desirable. Round and square runner, from the figure you can observe the ratio of round runner and square runner. The ratio it is 0.25D, and for square runner 0.25D. So these two ratios are equal, but round runner is preferred because square runner it is difficult to eject from the mold cavity. As melt progresses, from the figure you can observe, as the melt progresses, the melt adjacent to the cold mold surface at the mold surface will cool rapidly and solidify early. The melt which is in contact with the surface of the mold, it will cool rapidly and solidify early and forms a thin skin at the surface of the mold and act as a insulation and thus maintains the temperature of the central melt flow. Therefore, the gate should be provided at center of the runner profile to receive the material from the central flow stream. It is generally possible, central gate, it is generally possible in case of round runner and hexagonal runner. Runner choice is also influenced by the ejection system. As the mold opens, the runner is pulled from the channel in one mold half, moving half that is, and then it is ejected by ejector pins. So runner profile should be such that it should eject properly from the mold core. Then next element, it is runner size. So runner size, it is depend on volume of the molding and the wall thickness, distance of the impression from the main runner or sprue, then runner cooling considerations and material used. So runner diameter, it is generally considered 2 mm but not commonly used, and it is limited to the branch runner. So there is a main runner it is connected to the sprue, and branch runner, when there are number of more impressions, branch runner sometimes you have to provide. This branch runner diameter, it is generally equal to 22 mm. Second, the distance of impression from the sprue. So you can observe, so melt the table. So it is depend on the material. Weight of the component 60 gram. Distance of the impression distance from the sprue, and diameter of the runner. So for 60 gram weight of the component, 25 mm the impression from the sprue, and the diameter of the runner it is taken as 5 mm. So the melt has to travel along the length of the runner and hence greater resistance to flow. Therefore, the distance of the impression from the sprue will affect the runner diameter. Runner size. So minimum diameter recommended, it is 10 mm for most of the material and for 13 mm for PVC and acrylics because of high viscosity of PVC and acrylics material. So the mold maker run size, it varies from, runner diameter varies from 2 mm to 13 mm. So by this formula, you can find out the runner diameter. So D, it is the runner diameter in mm. It is under root W into 4th root of L upon 3.7, where D, it is the runner diameter in mm. W, it is the weight of the molding component in gram, and L, it is the length of the runner in mm. In this figure, you can observe the monogram, standard monogram. On x-axis, length of the runner it is given mm, and on the y-axis, the diameter runner mm you can select. So if you are taking 50 mm as the runner length and 60 gram as the weight of the component, that are the curved lines, 60 gram you can observe, 50 mm is the length of the runner, 60 gram it is the weight of the component. So diameter of the runner you can observe from the y-axis from the y-axis, you can observe it lies between on 50 mm vertical line, that is near about 4.4 5.4 or 5.5 mm is the runner diameter. So this is the monogram, standard monogram. So this is in inch, runner diameter is inch. Then runner layout. Layout of the runner system depends on number of impressions. So as you know, you have calculated optimum number of impressions. So number of impressions may be 2, 1, that is in single impression mode, more than 1, that is maybe 2, maybe 3, maybe 4, maybe 10. So runner layout, it is also dependent on this runner layout, on the number of impressions. The runner dimensions are also important one. So these are different arrangement in case of single impression mode and multi impression mode. So these are sometimes 8 impressions type of mode. Here it is 24 impressions type of mode arrangement. Then the next part of the feed system, it is the gate. The gate is a channel or orifice connecting the runner with the impression. So it has smallest cross sectional area than other elements of the feed system, because as soon as the impression filled, the cavity filled, gate freezes, gate cooled. When the injection plunger withdrawn, it should not suck back the material in molding impression, and thus preventing creation of the void in the molding. And why this gate should be smaller? This gate should be removed from the component, therefore its mark should be smaller one, so it allows for simple degating. It should cut easily from the final mold component, and after degating only a small gate mark remains on the component. So size of the gate. So important factors to be considered: gate cross sectional area, it is very important, through which the melt flows, and the gate length, it is also called as gate length. The size of the gate depends on flow characteristics of the material to be molded, wall thickness of the molding, volume of the material to be injected in impression, temperature of the mold, and temperature of the melt also. Right, so this is one arrangement you can observe, that is figure A, that is gate. It is very smaller part, right? So melt will flow from sprue to runner to the gate. Now you can observe the first type of gating, that is edge gating, right? So figure A represents edge gating. Observe the material flow. So when the material melt passes through the gate, it flows in two directions and forms a defect weld line on the surface of the component. So in edge gating, when two flow path meets, weld line may appear on surface of the parts. Due to melt pressure, there is chances of shifting of core and forming non-uniform wall thickness of the parts. Therefore, this type of defects, welding line defects and non-uniform thickness of the mold component, it is overcome in case of sprue gating or central gating. So core is held more centrally in sprue type of gating, therefore you are getting uniform wall thickness. So there are different types of gates: sprue gate, edge gate, overlap gate, fan gate, diaphragm gate, ring gate, film gate, pin gate, subsurface gate, and winkle gate. So let us see the first one, the sprue gate. It is generally suitable for single impression mode. But the limitation of this sprue gate, that is nothing, sprue it is nothing but the passage passage in the screw bush, but at the outlet of the screw bush, so their larger diameter is there. Because of the larger diameter, the larger gate mark, it appears on the mold component. So this is the limitation of the sprue gate. Second one, it is the rectangular gate. It is one of the simplest form of the gate and is commonly used in case of injection molding process. Advantages of this gate: cross section form is a simple one, cheap and easy to machine, close accuracy of the gate dimensions, modifications in the gate dimensions can easily be done, used for most of the material. So you, from the sketch you can observe there is a runner, and at one end of the runner there is a gate, rectangular cross sectional gate. So you can observe the height of the gate or depth of the gate, width of the gate, that is W, and L, it is the length of the gate. W, it is width of the gate, H is depth, height of the gate, and L, it is length or land of the gate. Generally, L, it is equal to 0.5 to 0.75. So this is the general value of the gate. The gate depth, thickness of the gate, it is given as H, it is equal to N into T, where T, it is equal to wall section thickness in mm, and N, it is material constant. So from the table you can observe the material constant for different material. For the polythene and polystyrene material constant is 0.6, polyacetal, polycarbonate, polypropylene, the N, it is 0.7, cellulose acetate, nylon, polymethylcrylate 0.8, and for the PVC material it is 0.9. So length of the gate, it is 0.5 to 0.75 mm. Height of the gate or depth of the gate, it can be found out. H, for the particular material, it can be found out. H, it is equal to N into T. T, it is wall section of the molding component, it is known to you from the part drawing. Material, it is known to you from the table. Material constant is known to you. You can find out height and L. Then width of this rectangular type of gate, W. So cross sectional area H into W. H, it is the thickness of the gate, W, it is the width of the gate, controls the rate at which plastic materials enters the impression. So cross sectional area of the gate is very important while gate design. So gate width can be found out. W, it is equal to N under root A upon 30. So from this formula you can find out the gate width, where N, it is the material constant, A, it is the surface area of the cavity, that is in mm square. So surface area of the cavity is nothing but surface area of outside surface of the component. So this is about the feed system commonly used in case of injection molding process. So first one, sprue, it is important one, then runner design is important one, and then gate design is important one. Thank you.